looking at the Indian landscape, I mean, it's no big secret. I mean, all of us know it that we are the fastest growing economy. We're growing at the rate of 7.8%. Our exports are growing at 14%. Our GST collections are going through the roof. UPI transactions, I mean, all of us know are growing at almost 82%, and it's a global phenomenon now in the sense that everybody, all the leaders are coming into India, watching how this is growing. We've got the third largest unicorn base with about 108 unicorns. Only 2 countries are ahead of us. And our public cloud service, which is just an indication of the kind of compute power as well as the storage that we guys are investing in, that's going through the roof, and it is slated to hit about $13.5 billion by 2026. So all these are going for India, and sorry, a little bit of alignment is gone, I think, between the so, but what does it mean for the corporates in India? So, I think the corporate landscape also is changing quite a bit. There is significant improvement in financials in the last 2 or 3 years that we have seen. There is robust financial capital inflow that is happening. The China plus one strategy, which is essentially that all the FDI that was happening earlier, we used to get sucked in by China. Now the world has realized that we need an alternative to China. So this China plus one strategy is actually favoring us. So there is a lot of capital flowing into us. Conglomerates, the large corporates are really acquiring more and more corporates, more and more companies. They are betting on consumption, which is the retail infrastructure and the renewable energy part. And thereby, so what does it mean for SMEs is that there is shift in focus from just chasing working capital earlier to building efficiencies in supply chain, both upstream and downstream. So this is also resulting in delivery efficiency that is happening across, and then there are new solutions that are coming in from fintechs, and large corporates are also eyeing end customer facing businesses, because today digital also implies that you can cut off the intermediary in between and directly face your customer, so that you can actually have end-to-end flows. So again, like I said, it's all, this is not the end of it. We are poised to grow faster. There are a bunch of numbers here. I mean, all of them just to prove the point that the winds are favoring us. There is enough and more tailwind that's favoring us. I would like to focus on the right hand side of the slide, which is the corporates and the banks part. Corporates and banks thankfully have a very synergetic and symbiotic relationship. There can be no situation when our customers don't do well and the banks do well, or vice versa. So banks and their customers go hand in hand. So you can see that while the corporates ratios are all improving, the banks ratio also simultaneously improving. So debt to equity is improving, debt to assets also increasing, cash to asset ratio is also improving for the corporates. Thereby NPAs and the provision coverage ratio also for the banks also improving quite a bit. So these are the foundations of a very, very buoyant economy, and we are bound to grow better. So the MSME landscape, again, this is no secret. The contribution of MSMEs is very, very large. It significantly contribute about 30% of India's GDP, 44% of the exports, as well as 45% of the manufacturing output of India is contributed by MSMEs. And hence, India growth story is fairly robust. The MSMEs is also growing fairly fast. In e-commerce, they are growing at a CAGR of about 20%. Credit to MSME, which was earlier a big question mark, that's also growing at 12% year on year. And the government has also infused about 90 billion rupees in the CGTMSE scheme. And digitization is happening quick and fast. I go to my first slide where I said that the public cloud consumption of India is growing at the rate of 23% per annum, which means that it would not have happened without MSMEs adopting digitization as a means to grow. So today 72% of the payments are done digitally. This also has ramifications in the credit cycles that you would give out to your vendors, or you would make payments to your suppliers too. And 53% of the MSMEs are also adopting digital sales platform, which means that again MSMEs are also reaching out to customers directly. Again, the intermediary is cut out here, and even the government e-marketplace, which is GEM, their transactions also stood at about 15 million. So all things are very favoring well. Just to again give you some numbers on why we are still poised to go greater. I'd like to focus on the smartphone users. The number of smartphone users by 2028 in India is supposed to be hitting about 1.23 billion. Why does this number of 1.23 billion, why is it interesting? It will roughly be the total number of adults in India, which means that by 2028, we think that there are going to be only smartphones and feature phones are going to go out of vogue. Even as of now, almost every adult in the country has a mobile number, which is a mix of, I think 60% of it is smartphone and 40% is feature phones. So digital payments again, while the whole globe is supposed to grow, is slated to grow at 12%, we would grow at 35%. Even as we stand today, 1 out of 4 digital payment transactions that happen in the world emanates out of India. So that's the kind of contribution that we make. All of it is propelled by the internet penetration, which is again provided by the cheap data. We are one of the cheapest countries for data. I think only Israel beats us in terms of the cost there. And earlier, about 20 years back, there used to be this huge debate. How will you bridge the India-Bharat divide, the rural-urban divide, or so to say, etc. But I think internet is breaking that barrier also down. So today, 40% of the smartphones are actually bought in rural India than urban India. And if you look at the sales figures of either Amazon or Flipkart, they actually, during their Big Billion Day sale or the Great India sale, etc., most of the sales are actually recorded from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities. So it's no more just an urban tier 1 story. So this is going really, really deep. And hence, the India stack, which is on the outer layer, which is the digital public infrastructure, even this again been a buzzword of late, which is a combination of your Aadhaar, of your UPI, ONDC coming in, etc. So all these government initiatives are taking shape, and there is a middle layer where there are, corporates like yours or MSMEs or corporates which are innovating in the market and to fulfill a customer need which is really at the core. So all of this stands on 4 basic tenets, which is presenceless, which means that the customer need not be present physically. Earlier, for everything and anything, and I'm sure banks also been a party to it. They used to call you to the bank, make you sign 4 papers, if not more. And then only process your transaction. Today, all these authorizations are happening online. Then it is paperless, which their digital records can move from one place to another. Earlier, I'm very sure all of you have noticed how photocopying shops have gone out of the window, in the sense that when we were studying, you could find a photocopier shop around every corner, right? Today we don't even, you have to search for a photocopying shop. So that is because nobody is wanting any paper these days. It's all digital records. And we've democratized payments thanks to UPI and other payment systems that we implemented. And also consent, which is the latest one off the block, the account aggregator as well as the account, the other initiatives also have made consent also digital. So all these things are again favoring us, and hence we have also come out with digital solutions to cater to every requirement of a small and medium enterprise. It could be just a simple bank account to manage their transaction. It could be payment and collection solutions. We have got platforms like e-bank guarantee, easy pay, etc. I'll cover that in a bit. Working capital solutions. Primarily for lending today, many of the MSMEs are actually pre-approved, so it's actually a matter of 2 clicks before you get your working capital there. The bigger one is the import and export services. Earlier, import and export services meant that you need to have a dedicated team sitting in your office to track remittances. The moment the remittance comes in, somebody has to actually go to the bank, do all of that. We've digitized all of that. It's all online. So I'll again touch upon that in a bit. Then reconciliation services, or even we also understand that sometimes you are also looking for platforms for growth to find customers, etc. Those solutions also there, and there is personal banking. I'm sorry for the misalignment. I'm a little upset there, but that's all right. So we've got a whole gamut of solutions catering to every requirement of an MSME, and all of this is not again a cumbersome thing. It's all available on your mobile. It's called InstaBiz, and what we call as the business banking, the super app. It has lending solutions, merchant solutions, trade and forex, payment and collection, tax, everything that you would possibly want to do in a bank is actually available at the flick of a button. That's available on the app. And not only that, even availing of loan can be as instant if it's pre-approved. Even if you have to call one of our bank officers to open your account, the onboarding is again very, very simple. We got a smart form wherein we don't take too many documents. All the data is fetched through all the available APIs of Aadhaar, NSDL, etc. We tag you, in a geographic tagging also is possible, and accounts are opened rather much more faster than what used to happen earlier. And for merchants, there is actually a definitive solution. There is a super merchant account where again instant onboarding can happen, and if your collections is more than 1 lakh rupees per day, you can actually take the super merchant account. The transaction can also be very easy in the sense that EasyPay can be enabled again through InstaBiz on the mobile app. Credit can be availed, and we also have a easy online store to help you with growth, etc. So the impact of it has been that our merchant spends have been growing. People who've taken our merchant solutions are growing very fast. We've seen the turnover grow at the rate of almost 61%. Bulk payments, again, big pain area, because you have to track, if you have to make many transactions or many payments in one go. Earlier you used to do one transaction at a time. Today you can club all the transactions together and shoot one approval, and everything goes. And even the narration is actually customizable. Sometimes you make a transaction and 6 months later your child accountant will call you and say, "Sir, what's this transaction all about?" So you will not remember that. But here with these solutions you can actually customize your own narration, and so as to make it easier to retrieve your records. Electronic BG is another innovation from ICICI Bank. Bank guarantees are typically pieces of stamp paper that is passed on from hand to hand or bank to bank. We've digitized that also. You can initiate your bank guarantee electronically. You need not go to any bank. You can upload the format, and then the bank will transact it. And if the beneficiary is also willing to take it through the NESL route, we can also provide that, so that everything is paperless end to end. There are instant lending solutions also that we offer. It could be pre-approved, it could be do-it-yourself journeys. All can start from our mobile application as well as the corporate internet banking that we have. And we try to make it as easy as possible. In fact, people who have registered with GST and their GST records are available online, those can be pulled instantly, and an instant approval can be given. Even if you do not have any relationship with the bank earlier. Yeah, these are steps that are involved in availing that. Cross-border transactions, like I was saying earlier, when there was a remittance, you have to classify that remittance, go to the bank, submit papers, and then wait for the right time for the right exchange rate, in your opinion, to hit upon, etc. And all of it used to take 2 to 3 days. Today, it's all really online. So 95% of inward remittances for ICICI Bank customers actually get settled online, which means that the customer does not need to visit the branch. All the declarations are taken online, and if KYC compliant, we actually credit the customer immediately. You can even give these options of you can choose a target exchange rate also in some of the cases, where we give you you can say that, okay, and when the rate hits this exchange rate at 83.85, you please convert my money. So we could even do that. So all these solutions do exist. Again, we made it very we are one of the first banks to actually digitize most of these import and export transactions. There are embedded solutions. If you are using an ERP, we could do a host-to-host integration, or we have plugins immediately available. If you use Tally, for example, the plugin that is available, and you can put in your bank account, which means that you initiate the transaction in your system, which is a Tally. The bank automatically takes the instructions and executes the transactions and makes it easier, which was earlier two different systems which do not talk to each other. The benefit of it, the big benefit of it is, you need not do the same transaction twice, once in Tally and then another time in the bank account. Two, there is auto reconciliation that happens between the two systems. So these are all embedded solutions which you can avail of, and hence we call this as a universal app for your business on the go. So what we are essentially doing is to get the entrepreneur free of all free of the headache or hassle of dealing with the bank and going to the bank and do reconciliation, etc., so that they can concentrate on purely business development themselves. And not only this, even your personal financial needs are available in one click. Okay, so we have iMobile for, I think the alignment is all gone. So all the tiles. So we have iMobile for personal banking requirements, which is rated as one of the best banking apps that's available today. And the testimony to that is that we have a bunch of awards. I mean, these are not the only awards. We keep receiving awards, but we always continuously strive to cater to your requirements. So that's all I had to say. Thank you.